Ready to go live. Okay. Oh, right. We are live. All right. Thank you for tuning in to Tuesday's conversation with the Happy Coach. Happy Coach here. And today we have a very special guest, my friend Kate. Kate,
Hello.
let's extend a virtual round of applause for Kate.
Thank you.
Right.
Katya. Thank you.
Okay, hey, so yeah, welcome to my show. And if you have already watched my show is quite chillax one. But today, Kate has some inspiring stories to share. So we'll start off with Kate. Maybe you introduce yourself and what are you doing right now?
Okay. Introduce myself. My name is Kate Lim. Do you need my height, my weight, my and I really love cats and I believe in world peace. I'm just kidding. Okay. Yeah, my name is Kate and I'm Singaporean and my job. I have a business in entertainment and my work is as a wealth manager. So my job is two things. It's to make number one people happy. And then the other thing is to make people money. So that's it.
Very good.
Point of my work. Yes.
Right. Okay. So we'll start off. We'll go in a chronological order, lah. So what do you before you do the thing that you do right now? Were you formerly from a different line or industry?
Was I formerly from a different line?
Oh, you've always been doing investment.
No, I don't know how to summarize all my life experience in.
Well, you can start from maybe 10 years ago.
That's also a very long story. Okay, let's just say I'll just make a summary of what I've done before. Okay, first things besides in Singapore, I've lived in US a little bit, in Australia, and in Cambodia a little bit in Vietnam. Okay, so that is where I have been domiciled. Yeah. In terms of work, I've done the first thing I did when I was 14 years old. I was a sales girl for men's clothes. So I have that experience of dealing with menswear and then makeup. And then actually my first job when I started out freelancing was as a designer. I was a graphic designer at one point. So yeah, I was a designer. I was at one point doing F&B. I was cooking. Then there's a huge portion of my life that went into modeling as well and dancing. So now all this different life experience now add on together culminates to my current work, which is my business as a entrepreneur for entertainment as well as wealth management. Yep.
Okay, great. So what is your mission in life? What do you want to achieve?
Myself or achieve for other people?
Yourself. Yeah, personal, professional.
This is going to sound a bit silly, but I think all my friends know this. I have an ambition to, make a good living, honest good living, and then be able to purchase my own house and then put a man of my dreams inside this house.
Oh, okay. So the man don't have to pay for the house.
I don't know. I mean, he can buy his own house, but I still want my own house. So, by my own money, because I think that's a lot more. How do I say? That's a higher goal to aim than to find somebody and expect. As a lady, if you go into a relationship expecting the person to pick up the bills for you, for eternity, I think you probably don't have much ambitions in that sense. So yeah, I have that ambition that I want to do that. Okay. And if the man that happens to be in my life will be able to get his own house also and put me inside, he finds that entertaining. I think that's interesting. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So how far away are you from that goal? How many years?
How many years? Maybe a few years down more. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. 2-3 years. I think I should be okay.
All right. That's a very. That's not too far away. Actually, that's not too far away. So I'm very glad that you are seeing that goal in the very near future. So, okay, can you tell me what really makes you happy?
What makes me happy? I like to entertain people. I like it when people are happy. So I think this makes people a bit confused because they're always saying like, oh, you're such a extrovert, you make so much friends, you know so many people. But by nature, I'm really, really introvert. And it doesn't mean that I couldn't interact. I can, but just that as introverts, we kind of observe people from a more like a distance of sorts. So I like to make people happy. That's one thing. I like to entertain them and tell them terrible jokes, jokes that nobody laugh at. Sometimes I just laugh at it myself, and they laugh at me laughing at my own jokes. I think that's a good way to go.
Okay. You said that you're an introvert. I actually cannot believe it because you were actually involved in performance art and entertainment for a while. So how do you force yourself to get out of your comfort zone?
Actually, a lot of entertainers are introverts. So I believe I'm not alone. Somehow, especially for people who deal with magic. Magicians are majority introverts. That's what I noticed. If you're a magician and you're on the show and you disagree with that, maybe you can like state your protest right now. But I believe majority of magicians that I've seen so far that I've interacted with, they're pretty much introverts. Like you ask them, what do you do in your free time? Like read a book. What else? Watch a movie. Like myself with some popcorn and that's it, so I realized that with my magician friends, dancers, some are extroverts, some are introverts. I think we're like 50%, like half and half. So I wouldn't say that performers has to be like extroverts. And I see my definition of extrovert and introvert is a little bit nerdy. I don't know if you guys have heard of this form of explanation before. Because I think the typical understanding is that introverts are people who do not like social interactions, and the extroverts are people who love social interactions, which is, from my understanding, is untrue. So what I understand from is supposed to be introvert, extrovert is about energy, introversion of energy, or extroversion of energy. So introverts are very much self-sufficient in their energy. So they're energy givers. If you see like a performer on the stage, and like if you see that he or she like is a singer, for example, like in order to get people to react to him, like he was singing louder and much more bigger actions. Okay, that probably is an introvert.
Right.
If you have a performer on stage and what he does is like, okay, you guys sing along. Okay, flash that torchlight. Wear that red whatever. Like a cloth, whatever. So if you see a performer that goes onto the stage and starts to try to get the crowd to do something to react to what he or she does, that's probably an extrovert. Yeah. So when I perform, I'm a bit too much in the mind sometimes. It's like, okay, this beat, that beat, okay, this angle, the fingers, the face, the expression. So I'm very much in the mind. So we are introverts here. The extroverts are not thinking so much checking themselves about how they perform. The extroverts are thinking about how can they get other people to react. So for me, I can perform to an empty room and I'm perfectly happy. Extroverts will find it like they'll go crazy. Yep. So that's my understanding of introversion and extroversion. Am I getting boring?
No. That's my understanding is somewhat along this line as well. So I perceive introverts as deriving energy from within. Yeah, somewhat the same. And being in social functions actually drain them after a while. So they need to withdraw to a place of solitude or of being alone and recharge. Yeah. So they derive energy from being alone. And extroverts, they derive energy from being in a group and being engaged in a group. And being in a social function actually gives them even more energy. And then conversely, if they are stuck at home or they are stuck in a space of themselves, they will feel that that's very draining for them. Yeah, so that's how I understand extrovert and introvert. For myself, I'm actually an ambivert. So I derive energy from being alone, and I also derive energy from being in a group. Yeah, but it has to be a balance. So if I'm alone too long, then like during the circuit breaker, right, I get very, I feel something is missing because I don't get face-to-face contact. I
Okay.
mean, we can do Zoom and all these like this online is fine, but I still miss the face. Yeah. Whereas if I'm too much in a social, that means like one whole day you give me meeting people in a face to face or in a social gathering, then the next day I'll need some space to be by myself, to read a book or to do some self reflection and all that, to recharge. Yeah, so I derive energy from both sides.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, I see that whenever you hang out with like, the other business owners, the gang, you're like, you're very happy to be in the moment with them. I mean,
Yeah,
of course, I love to hang out with them also, but it's kind of different in the way ambiverts and like introverts and extroverts react, I would say.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe since we are on that topic, right? How do you as an introvert, how do you actually do your own networking, or how do you build relationships in the business professional sense?
How do I network?
Yeah.
Mainly, introverts are okay. In one way, it's about introversion. Another thing is about personality also, because you can be introvert and you can be a whole myriad of personalities, and you could be extrovert and the whole myriad of personalities as well. So, if I mean, you familiar with Enneagram?
Introverts,
Enneagram.
Enneagram, yeah. I'm
Yeah.
a type 9 wing 8.
Sorry?
I'm a type 9 wing 8.
Okay.
Yeah, type 9 wing 8. I'm a peacemaker.
Yeah.
But I also have very strong wing 8. That means that I can be quite driven towards my goals sometimes. Yeah. I'm a strong mastery type 9. So my path of progression is type 3. So I actually have a very strong type 3 as well. So I'm a strong mastery type 9. Yourself?
I'm a 4 and a 5.
4 and a 5.
Sometimes I'm a 4, sometimes I'm a 5. Depends on my mood. So when I take the test and retake the test, sometimes it appears at 4, sometimes it's a 5. So I'm pretty much just two numbers at this point.
Okay.
Yeah. So okay. As an introvert, when you go to social settings, the first thing you think about is what you are going to do.
Okay.
Which is a bit different from the extroverts. Extroverts are waiting like, who am I going to see there? So introverts of us think about, what am I going to wear? What I'm going to say? Is this appropriate? Where should I stand? Where should I sit? That kind of thing. So because we are very much like, I said, in the mind when we think. So when we go out, probably we already kind of have like a few guidelines to ourselves, like internal like conversations, like what you should do, what you should not do. Like basically, like you say that, okay, I want to be like at this networking event super on time, or I want to leave early. So this kind of thing, first things is already in your mind, and how you're gonna dress, because you know that if you dress in a certain way, you have people have certain impressions of you. So that's the first things that you think of as a introvert. Then think about you as I mean, for myself, as a type 4 and a 5. The type 4 will take lead whenever I see food. Type 4 are like foodies. Yeah, we are very easily distracted by food. So sometimes our main motivations of being in business, like networking, would be there to make connections. And then we go, ooh, there's chicken chop. Ooh, there's like fish and chips. And then we go like, okay, let me just like, take the best food here. And then you forget all about networking. So type 4s have this problem. We get too much into the comforts. Like, if the place is, nice environment, you want to take pictures, or you want to, you want to take in the surrounding, because of course, artistic, and we're lovers of comfort and stuff. So that's us in a environment. And when people start to ask me about my profession, especially, I don't know if you have this experience, my work, sometimes people want to challenge me a little bit. So they try to ask you questions because you do
Yep.
it well. So especially when you're a lady and you tell them like, okay, I'm a former beauty queen, but now I'm actually a wealth manager. So they want you to work this like the so-called like a dumb big doll head, like a stereotype. They always want to make you look dumb, like everybody. I feel like, I mean, I don't. Okay, this is actually one of the few times I actually said like on a like a public medium like this that actually yes, I was a former beauty queen. I had my pageants pass, I had my modeling pass, but I don't really mention this very much because whenever I mention anything about it in the past, I realized I would get bullied left, right, center. Oh, you mean that was you? Da, da, da. So I'm like, I'm quite done with like people like
Why is there such a
judging me
strong
based on my
stereotype?
title. So yeah, so I just shove that like I don't talk about my qualifications. I don't talk about my medals or my titles in the sense because I feel that when I meet people, I want them to judge me for myself, not whatever titles, whatever I have in the past, whatever. So yeah, and because the impression sometimes people get from you, they'll want to make you like ask something that make you look stupid, like what's the stock price of Kodak today? That kind of thing, like as if like in the moment you would know, like it kind of like roughly something like this, but they want to make you feel. so you just okay, and you realize that if someone's like openly nasty, yeah, it happens. Then you just either just like sit from the furthest end of the table from this nasty person, or you can just try to talk silly or make jokes about random other stuff and not have to take on this kind of like personal challenges. Yeah, so my type 5 comes if I'm cornered and I cannot escape from being challenged with facts. Then my factual mind comes in. Because I do have all these facts at the back of my mind. I just don't want to go to a networking meeting talking about like all these facts, like is this a boardroom meeting or something? Out to have fun, like
but
to have
but
experience.
facts and figures are what intrigues you, right? As a type 5, if I'm not wrong, like pretty data driven, right?
Yes, I'm very data driven. So when people corner me, I will pull out all my charts, and I'm the type of person that when I see an Excel sheet, I want to check the calculation. I want to check the formula. Most people will be like, Excel sheet must be true, right? I'm like, you go like, okay, let me see the formula. So that's me when I'm being type 5, and when in social settings when people try to challenge me and I cannot kind of like escape, then I'll be like, okay, come, bring it on, come, let's talk about math. Can't do it. Yeah, so that's how you interact, I guess.
Okay, let me just pause you a moment. As an introvert, right? What was your thought process, or what made you step out of your comfort zone to join the beauty pageants? I'm sure you joined more than one competition, right? But what made you step out of your comfort zone to join the first one?
Wow, that was like aeons ago. I think it was my mom, because when I was a kid, my mom always used to tell me that, my daughter has like this model walk. Because I used to like to sashay wherever I go as a kid, like 4 or 5 years old. Like to put like jewelry and accessories on myself, to wear like crazy stuff. So since I was young, I already had a fascination towards like crazy stuff I can wear. So yeah, I mean, it became a very natural thing because I didn't really care about how people saw or what people think. So I just, as I said, like, I'm very much, when I'm not interacting with people, when I'm dealing with my own personal life decisions, it's very much into myself, what I feel comfortable to do. And I could do, like, I could wear very strange things. And to me, if I felt, oh, that's cool, that's cute, I'll wear it. And like, if someone say, oh, she looks like a tramp, she looks like a alien, I'm like, okay, yeah, so be it. Like, that makes me happy. Does it make you happy? Whatever. Yeah, so that's kind of it. So as introvert, I didn't really care how people felt about things, because as long as I'm not doing things that are being nasty, if I'm being nasty and inconsiderate to someone else, then like they made some disapproval in that sense, then I would feel affected because I know that I've done something wrong. But if I was just being my usual, like a bit like loud, boisterous self in that sense, yeah, so be it. Like, you know, you don't like me, yeah, just, you know.
Okay, so what you're saying is you didn't really let the negative comments affect you, right? Or were you
Most of
affected?
the time, I didn't even like understand it was negative, because I'm not very good with sarcasm. When I was younger, I was a bit. My first language is Chinese, it's not English. So even till now, when people talk to me in English, I will still have to do a mental translation, you know, between this and that. So sometimes the translation process is not fast enough. My words come out jumbled and weird also. So if people start to use like sarcasm or things that was a bit like difficult for so-called non-native English speaker to understand, I would just not understand that they were trying to target me. And then I'll be like, laughing at myself without knowing it. So it was that at first, and then after some time I got a little bit like better with the language. So that's when I started to realize that, oh, some people are not so nice. Then I go like, okay, I mean, they're not my mom, they're not my dad, and they didn't give birth to me. If they don't like me, then, you know, too bad. Yeah. But so far I said this, I think my friends are really quite okay. I don't really have nasty people so often, honestly.
Right.
Yep.
So what's the biggest lesson or what's the biggest takeaway from your time joining all these beauty pageants, all these competitions? What do you take away out of all this?
Just different personalities. Some ladies are really out to win. They are very, very focused. There's one, you know, type of personality. And then some ladies are really out to make everyone else look bad. They feel like, you know, because they are a little bit like insecure, so they would keep attacking other people. Then you go like, okay, that's like drama queen, so you just avoid. Then there are some ladies that are just there that are very kind, very motherly. There's some very motherly figures out there. They'll be like, oh, your makeup's a bit off. Let me do this stuff for you. Okay. Oh, your buttons off or something like that. So there will be girls that will do that. And then, yeah, it's quite nice to see these different personalities. Yep.
Right.
And
So
nice to see how people react to you because you are involved in such things as well.
Right. So what's your biggest takeaway from joining all these beauty pageants other than meeting different kinds of personalities? How has it helped you to grow as a person?
Yeah, that's my takeaway because I understood like different character types. So I interacted with different people. That's helpful. And then I also seen how is it like to interact with people that are a little bit nasty. So that's my biggest takeaway. I don't think it propelled me that much further because I'm a type 5 in that sense. You know, being crowned some kind of like title about your looks doesn't really do anything for me. I would be much happier. With the fact when I was in university, some of my papers, my thesis and my papers actually made it to become part of the syllabus of what my uni teaches.
Oh,
so I knew that,
excellent.
yeah, one of my papers in the Japanese department, for example, became part of the syllabus that every other batch of students that went in after me were actually studying my work because it became part of the syllabus. And also my thesis about martial arts also, I think that became also like a source of like a material for some of the lecturers to follow. So yeah, I would have much more pride in, you know, as a type 4 that I know my stuff and, you know, my work, my intellectual work is getting out there rather than like, okay, this girl was like, you know, wearing this sash or this queen of this, whatever. Yeah, it's, to me, that's not very, it was interesting, yeah, but it was not like my proudest moment of my life.
Right. So you actually wrote a thesis on martial arts.
Yeah. That's my graduation thesis.
Okay. Nice. All right. So maybe tell us a little about how you got into the finance industry and how is it going for you so far?
Okay. So yeah, the type 4 side of myself is the performer, as I've always been. Like to
Yeah.
explore artistic things, but the type 5 side of myself kicked in and started thinking that, there is a limit to youth.
Mm-hmm.
There is a limit to what you can do with your energy, because I was
Mm-hmm.
doing like dancing, and that is physically very strenuous. And if age comes on, there are a lot of things that you can't do anymore. So I just came to this realization that
Mm-hmm.
my work with performance, I will have to look at the retirement plan, for lack of a better word. Like what do dancers or models do when they retire, that kind of thing. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
seeing all these beauty queens, and the retirement plan is find a rich guy, and I didn't want to go down that way. How should I say this? Like, if any of my model friends see this, they'll kill me. Not say that it's bad. I mean, if they find someone nice to take care of them, I mean, that's good, and I'm very glad and happy for them. But I feel that the level of ambition that I have is a bit different from my friends, in the sense that I will not rest to just be a family woman. I just want to do so much more. So if I could, basically reach the peak of my entertainment or performance life, what is the next thing I could do? Because I know that definitely, I cannot do handstands like the way it was when I was younger, that kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, came as a natural progression that let's do finance, because I saw people around me, which is especially for entertainers, they are really bad with managing money. They could really earn quite a bit. Yeah, I mean, contrary to popular belief, I think lots of Singaporeans out there think that all like artists are starving. That's not true. Some of the artist friends I have are really like 5-figure a month easily, which is like that is way. I mean, that's not like the top a salary in Singapore, but that's way
That's
above
really
your
decent. That's
typical.
really decent. Yeah.
Yeah, typical like a degree holder. Some of them are like maybe like O levels, and their salary is like 15-20K a month easily, and that's okay, for entertainment. We're not all starving, but the what I observed was many of these people are making their youth they're working very happily through their youth with their youth energy, but they don't start to think about what happens when I grow older. Yeah. And then you'll see some people that took for granted that the husband or the boyfriend or the mother or the father will take care of them. Yeah. And then basically they, rely on somebody else to be their ATM lah, in that sense. And I don't want to be like that. So I said, I have to do something else that also challenges me, makes me feel happy, and I can continue to make people happy. That's a very important thing. Because
Yeah,
when I
it is.
entertain people on stage, people are happy. But now what I do, if I manage your money, because money, relationships, health, job, this is like, to me, most people's so-called basic, most important factors to happiness in life.
Yes, yes.
And if they feel like they can't pay their next meal, no matter how much meditation they can do, that the fact that they don't have that money to sustain themselves would really make them very miserable. Or if they have very bad with maintaining relationships and this kind of stuff. So to progress, to continue the spirit of what I like to do, which is to make people happy, I decided that actually if I manage people's money, it has a longer lasting effect to happiness.
Yeah, that's true.
If I jump on stage and I do some very nice performance, it's like, people go to circus or people watch TV, to watch movies, to be entertained, to feel happy, to learn something. So that was what I could do in the past. I mean, certain things that I might have done might, give people certain memories. But, when it goes to if you plan something for some family that that they are not burning money like water, okay? Because you already gave them a concept, you gave them things to structure the way they spend.
Yeah.
Then that they're kind of like set for life in that sense, if they follow the guideline that you gave to them.
Yep.
So that was a very important philosophy. And then I realized that actually, since I like math, so this is a very natural thing for me to do, which is something that I never really considered in the past.
Yeah, great. Okay, I got pause here a while. I pause here. I just acknowledge some, but I think they have made some comments.
You
Robin,
ask, are
Robin
we on
Dan, thank
Facebook
you.
or are we on
Thanks
YouTube?
for tuning in. Chen Teng, thank you. Anthony Lim says hi to you. Hi, Kate.
Hello.
Anthony, yeah, I think it's your friend, my friend as well. Right. Okay. So let's as we hit to the final 10 minutes, maybe Kate, maybe share with us what are
Mm.
the challenges that you have encountered in the course of your work in the finance industry. What are some of the challenges and how do you overcome them?
Finance work wise,
Yep.
I had to fight. Felt it was an unfair battle against stereotype.
What kind of
Because
stereotypes?
yeah, because I was, formerly a model, I was an
Mm-hmm.
actress, I was a dancer. So people are used to seeing me in feathers and swimwear, bikini. So then the next thing you tell them that, this girl can really, help you make money or maintain, your calculations for whatever you spend in the household. Then they go like, but my lasting impression of this girl was when she was, in like samba feathers or something. So then they start to try to put you down that, you cannot do that because you seem to be like, less capable because of your artistic abilities, I would say. Yeah. So that is something that I had to fight, which I realized that my colleagues in my industry, they don't have this problem. If like they said something weird or they make bad calculations, people talk down to them. It was because of something they did. So for me, it's because my reputation as a entertainer is so strong. I would have to do so much more and say like, I've already made this amount of money or whatever. I have to show the results and they say like, oh, actually this girl can work this way. Huh? You mean she can actually do that? You mean? So yeah, I had this like unfair fight like I felt that I had to work with. And the truth is, when I started doing more finance work, people also thought like, hey, you retire already, you don't dance anymore. It's not true also. I'm really honestly happily doing both. This year, there's something that happened that Yuantai did ask me and say, are you comfortable to talk about it? So I will talk about it. 1st of January, I got into a car accident. I broke 4 bones, maybe 4.5. Okay. So 2 rib bones and then 2 of my pelvic bones. And then 1 rib bone was like kind of cracked. So yeah, this thing happened when I was on the way to my performance, to my work. And I wasn't able to walk. I was bedridden. And after I was able to walk, I was with walking frame, crutches, and I wasn't able to perform. I had to move everything, I had to reschedule everything that I was supposed to do in a sense. So then obviously, through this period when, you have to recover from fractures, which is honestly really a very long process. If any of you have had fractures before, you would know that actually it takes a lot longer than you think you'll take. It's not really not a cut. A cut will just like fuse in like a few months, but this really takes very, very long. I'm still doing physio after physiotherapy after 7 months. Yeah, and the bone structure is recovered. The muscles are not back yet. And even though I'm working very, very hard, I've been climbing my 40-story HSB like every week, doing jogging and all that. But my muscles are really not back yet. Yeah. So this is one of my challenges going back to performance now, like dancing. So that is something that along the way I started to deal with it. When I first started, I was a bit like upset. I couldn't do what I used to do. But now, I'm getting back there, and hopefully I can start to do crazy stuff again. Yeah.
Did it affect you emotionally and mentally?
Many people ask me the question. I cannot really answer it because I was so busy right from the day of my accidents. I was working till like 2, 3 a.m. every night, trying to get people to replace all my performance bookings and all this stuff. And then one thing led to another. I was just working nonstop, and it was something that I don't have time to really think about, because it was like, okay, what am I gonna do about the next project? Okay, this person's gonna be disappointed. What am I gonna do next project? It was just keep going on and on and on. Yeah. I guess the mental part comes in a more physical form, because I didn't have time to sit down and really be like emo and like, why me? Of all things, like, why must my Grab driver crash, right? So many Grab drivers everywhere, that kind of thing. I could sit there and be upset the whole day. But I said I didn't really have time to brood like that. But I felt like the sadness came in a physical form, whereby you're just a bit tired. So partially it's because your bones are broken. Obviously, your energy is not there. And secondly, I think because you're a bit disappointed, like, why this happened. So then you have this like general lethargy, I would say. I felt like there's a lethargy that happened after my accident. Yep.
Do you ask the question like, why me, or like, why is it me, that why am I so sway, or why am I so...
Really, I really don't think about it so much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
It's always about the next job and the next client. Like, okay, how much money I can make for this person, or how well I've done for this show. It's really nonstop. And then you have, as a business owner, you have staff, right? So you have to think about what's going to happen. And COVID happened. So for me, 3 months, like, I was more or less at home. When I start to be able to walk properly, COVID. They go, okay, I can go. It's okay, I'll stay home another 3 months.
How did COVID affect you in terms of your business? Has it affected you in any way?
Yes. My business is very badly affected, and my job is very positively affected.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm putting a lot of effort in the wealth management portion, because right there and then, whoever is in finance knew that that point was the opportunity for a lot of people. That was the golden opportunity for people to start doing things.
Yeah.
So I just, at that point I couldn't really dance anyway. So I'm like, all I could do is sit on bed like whole day, right? And then try to exercise, get out a bit, like, a little bit here and there. So might as well just keep looking at, Bloomberg, at CNBC News, Yahoo Finance. So I just kept reading and reading. Like, suddenly I realized that, over the course of staying at home and studying financial news every day, you start to really accumulate the knowledge. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So you use this time and increase your knowledge in terms of your finances, so that you can serve your clients better.
And there were a lot of clients that started looking for me. So before COVID, like, people knew what I was doing, but people were always waiting for opportunity. I mean, people who are financially savvy, they know that, you have to look for a crash, or wait for a bottom to kind of do something about stuff. So that, that bottom, or that dip happened. So that's when I really started receiving calls. Like, can we talk about this? Like, okay, I remember you do this right. Like, hey, you do this right. Can I talk to you about it? And I was like, okay, yeah, come. So I said that's why it was a very positive impact on my job. So I'm glad to say that as of last month, I've made the I've met the criteria for promotion. So
Great, excellent, congratulations.
In 3 weeks' time, I should see my new promoted title and stuff, like on my name cards and everything. So that's for my finance work. Yeah.
So how can people connect with you? If, let's say, my audience, they want to find out more about what you do, or just want to get connected with you, how should they connect with you?
Oh, they can ask Happy Coach Yuantai. Yuantai knows what to do.
All right. Okay, so my friends on online, if you guys are interested to find out about more about what Kate does for a living, please private message me. You can drop a message down in the chat, in the live as well. Just connect with Kate. I think she's tagged on that post, so you can actually connect with her on Facebook. Are you on any other social media?
I'm on Instagram also.
Instagram, what's your Instagram handle?
It's kitty cat K8 mew.
I'm not sure you caught that one. Anyway, yeah, kitty cat.
cat. K8 mew. And cat is a K.
K-H-M-E-W, is it?
Yeah. K-I-T-T-Y-K-A-T K8 M-E-W.
Super long, man. Super long. Okay. Yeah, you guys caught that. If not, it's okay. You can connect with her on Facebook. I think she's
Can I
on
make a
Facebook.
disclaimer?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys can text me, but because Facebook has limitations of how many people can add, so I don't think I can add people anymore. So it's not because I'm proud and arrogant. I just really cannot add people anymore on my Facebook profile.
Then you delete those that don't really connect with you lah. That's what I literally do every day.
Sorry?
You know, literally what's the first thing I do every day? I open my Facebook, right? Then I scroll. Don't have picture, never connected for a while. Then I just remove. Yeah, it's nothing personal. But so to my friends online, right? If you don't connect with me for a while, then one day you find that you are removed from my. It's nothing personal. It just means that you never connect with me. Yeah, because I also have 5,000. So literally I have to remove 20 to add 20 every day. And that's literally all I do.
Wow, every day. Wow, I don't have that discipline. And I feel bad to delete people. Go like,
I don't feel bad one. I don't feel bad. I just
really?
It's nothing personal. I mean, you see the person don't have profile picture or never connect for a while, then bye bye.
Yeah. So anyway, I just say that's my disclaimer. It's not that I want to be stuck up or anything.
Okay, that's a disclaimer.
Yeah, you can always text me. I'll still try to reply with PM me or something.
So Kate is very popular. So you must text her like 10 times.
I'm not popular. I'm just a workaholic.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So any last words, right, for people who may be going through a tough? I think there are quite a few people who are going through a tough time during now, whether in business or in terms of. So any last words for them?
Don't say these last words for someone that just survived an accident. Bad thing to say. I'm a bit sensitive to that. No. Okay. Any advice I can give? Okay.
Any advice?
When COVID hit, event industry, everyone was in very bad mood. Spirits were very low. Yep. So then I started saying that we could do all this, right? As entertainers, we could do video feeds and whatnot. As people who are doing various jobs like logistics, you can actually look at food delivery. So I really, in my mind, was trying to troubleshoot and help my friends with solutions and whatnot. And there are some of my friends that were in the same kind of spirit that we go okay, let's do this. Let's be the first people to do Facebook Live, for example. So right in the beginning of the CB, there was me and a few other friends that are actually MCs that started spearheading doing Facebook Lives. And then as we did together, and then they start to open their own channels. Then it became it sprung out everywhere. Suddenly everybody is doing Facebook Live. But before then, there was nobody doing it. So it was that kind of positivity, that you say okay, let's start doing something. Let's do it, and let's do it fast and do it first. Because the new economy changes very, very fast. So if you're going to sit and really think about be emo and say why is my old job not coming back, right? You're going to lose out to everybody else. But if you're right in the forefront, catching the next trend, you are going to make it. And at this period, you will see opportunity that you will not have seen in that many years of your life as a business owner or whatnot. So it's really up for you to identify what is that specific business opportunity for yourself. Nobody can tell you. So sleep and you lose. That's it, done.
Yeah, I like that because I like Kate. The one thing I like about you is that you are very positive and you always look for solutions. Yeah, I think that is what will differentiate the people who make it through and thrive versus the people who don't make it through this period of time. Honestly. That's the mindset. It's the mindset. So for me, as a coach, as a life coach, right, that's really the thing that differentiates people, those who will survive, those who will thrive, and then versus those who cannot make it. Yeah, that honestly is the mindset, is what you tell yourself in internal conversations. So if you really need to pivot, right, just pivot. Just think of how you can take advantage of the various, because even during this period of time, I think there are opportunities. I think 2 days back, I read this article about the secret lab guys. So people are buying Secret Lab chairs because they are most of the time at home. They are doing whether the Zoom or they are working from home or they are playing games at home. So they buy the Secret, they invest certain amount of money on a good chair. And Secret Lab guys, their business is doing. So the thing is, even during this tough time, right, there are opportunities around. Just whether you have the mindset to go and look for solutions, because the thing is, there are some people that when they approach me, they keep asking me for solutions. These are really the people that I don't really want to coach because their mindset is wrong. They keep asking people to help them and they keep expecting people to help them. So it's a totally wrong mindset. But whereas those people will ask, what can I learn? Who can I learn from? These are people I would gladly like to coach. Yeah. So it's really the mindset. Yeah. So yeah, I love what you shared and thank you Kate for coming to my show and being so open and sharing. And guys, we overrun already. I don't usually overrun. So thank you guys. If you have tuned in, I hope you have learned something from this show. You have learned something, please drop it in the comments. I'll gladly appreciate that. And then if you want to connect with Kate, please connect with Kate. She's on Facebook and also on Instagram. What's your Instagram name again?
Kitty Cat K8 Meal.
You caught it? I assume you caught it. All right, this is Happy Coach signing out. Next Tuesday, I'll be on again, same time slot, same happy content, useful content. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye.
Okay.